Now we are inside of the orders table. We need quite a few fields here. We're gonna need the field for token, then first name, last name, address 1, address 2, town, county, postcode, country, and then everything the same for shipping address. So we have shipping address 1, shipping address 2, shipping town, shipping county, postcode, country. Then we have shipping cost, shipping type, VAT number for the company, and subtotal for the items only, which altogether gives us about 19 fields. So we're going to place the first one after the ID, and that's going to be only one, which will be token. And a token will make it a varchar of 255. And let's save this. Then after the client, we scroll down a little bit. After the client field, we're going to have another 17 fields to the client. And there we go. The first one will be first name. And that's going to be a varchar 150. Then we have last name. Again, varchar 150. Then we have address 1, varchar 255. Next one will be address 2, varchar 255. Then we have town, varchar 255, county, varchar 255. Then we have postcode, varchar, just 10 characters long. And then we have country, which will be an integer, 10. Then we have shipping address _1, so ship address 1, which will be varchar 255. For shipping addresses, if I scroll down a little bit, I'm going to put it as null, all of this. Then we have shipping address 2, varchar 255. Then we have shipping town, which is varchar 255. Then we have shipping county, varchar 255. But also I've forgotten about one thing. Address 2, the second line of the address, is usually optional as well. So we're gonna make it optional here by selecting null by default. Then if we scroll down, we have ship county. Then we have ship post code, and that's going to be varchar 10. Then we have ship country, which is integer 10. If we scroll down, then we go, sorry, country is actually 11. And country here 11 as well. Then we have, after ship country, we have shipping cost, which will be decimal, and we're going to make it, well, let's make it pretty big, 8.2. So 8,2. Then we have shipping type, which is varchar 100. And then we have VAT underscore number, and the VAT number would be varchar, which is basically a tax number. If you're outside of the outside of Europe, basically, you may call it just a tax. Then we have varchar 20. That's all fine, and these also need to be null by default. For our shipping cost, by default, we're going to define it as null. And then for shipping country, again, we need to have it null by default and null by default here. That's all fine. Now if we scroll down and save what we've done so far, we've got VAT number. And now if we scroll down, I want to add another item, which will be right after the VAT before subtotal. And that's just one item, which will be called subtotal items. And that's decimal as well. 8,2, and by default is going to be null as well. What 82 means basically is first one is how many characters is there all together, and then after the comma how many decimal places. So if we save all that, and our orders table is now ready.